So this is one of my absolute favorite flower beds, places in the garden at the church grounds where Lars works. So there's two reasons. Number one, the flowers are really, really pretty, and I'll show you those in a minute. Number two is the view that's behind me. Ta-da! What you're looking at are two different entrances into the city. So the city of Fredericia or Fredericia is right behind those two gates. One day we'll just have to give you a tour. So Fredericia, the city, is surrounded by this earthen wall that was built. You are climbing in and out of that flower bed.
I was about to fall.
We are no Spielberg people,
Okay.
but anyway, so Fredericia it's built with a wall around it to protect it back during when King Frederick, that's why it's called Fredericia, when King Frederick built the city to protect it from the war with Sweden. Anyway, so there are two entrances into the city on this side of the wall, and it's absolutely beautiful. And this cemetery is outside of the city wall, and it's actually named after, it's called the Assistant Cemetery, I think is the translation, because originally one of the churches in the city was too full. So they built this cemetery outside of the wall, and that's become this public park and church ground. So there's a little history for you. So the reason why I love this is, one, the view is just absolutely spectacular. I love looking at that little piece of history, and then the flowers that I'm standing in and around. So I will take the camera from Lars now. Since he works here, it'll be his turn to tell you all about what's growing here.
Okay, so I'm taking over talking about the plants. So this is actually quite new established area of perennials, and perennials, they do come back every year, which is really great. This was, believe it or not, just a lawn, just green. It was planted in 21, so this is the second season of flowering, and it's just been really amazing. We have like tall grasses, we have Echinacea over here, we have Sedum here in bigger groups, and this really grows, and also nice ground cover like Geranium with this pink color that covers a lot, so we don't have to do a lot of weeding actually, which is really great. And further, if you go,
Bloodgrass is crazy.
right, Japanese bloodgrass, and it does really grow out, but we can just take a shovel and then kind of keep it back and put it somewhere else in our garden here in our park. And we have some catmint here, catnip. I get so confused always. Catwood is called in Danish. And we have some, it's called silverlight, sølvlys. And it has beautiful. A really nice cover. And notice they are flowering now, and they really, I love the smell of that. And it has
what do they smell like? Tell us.
Almost like vanilla.
Oh.
Some say like that it has a bad scent, but I really like it. And we also have like the different kind of grasses here. This is like Chinese elephant grass, which is really nice. I have this really nice, yeah, it's not a flower, but like the stem where all the seed pods come in. So that's really nice. And we have some we also have low covering that goes in between the grass and just makes it look really like it's been here for years. And this is called, I'll tell you, I will look it up, the English name, but it's in Danish it's called hønsetarm. So like a chicken intestines, really gross. But they have this really nice foliage here, like almost silvery color, and they do, early in the summer, they have covered a blanket of just white flowers. And because of this, you can, normally when they have the foliage here, this silvery, almost dusty look, it's because it's a plant that is drought tolerant. So you can look for that if you, if you live in a hot spot.
Anywhere but Denmark.
Yeah.
Although we did have a drought this
look at the blue, no blue sky. We have had days, of course, we film when it's not at its best and it's like drizzling.
But
with
this is
water,
Scandinavia.
with the rain.
We should do a tourist video. But what I like about this is it's the color. I think it's so soothing because you know, you have the hosta with their purple flowers, you have this grass with its dark burgundy, that guy, the catmint, the echinacea, the sedum, everybody's working together. So you're not getting this Crayola box of colors.
But you have something to look at all season. We have
That's
now
true.
it's what, in a few days October, and we still have things flowering. We have the nettle Thistle nettle ball, it's called.
Those are really nice.
And then also like the bees. We have a lot of things that the bees really love it. It's really attract a lot of bees. And over here we have also the Lungwort that has dotted leaves, and they come really early in the season as well, in the spring. And if we go far over here, if the bees don't sting me, we have also lamb's ear. That's really a nice color to just the foliage. It flowered, and a lot of perennials, it's great that you, when they finish flowering, trim them back. I do think they call it a Chelsea cut, or like you trim it back there in July, and then you get a second season. Our Salvia here, that was full of pink. I'll just nip one off, you can see it. I'll show you, has a beautiful, look at that, and a nice scent as well. Very strong actually. But the bees really love these, and that's the second time it's flowering. The first time is always the best time actually, but they do flower again, and goes again over here in another Salvia in a more dark color here actually. And
you've already cut these back as well.
Yes, that's right.
That second flower.
And one of my favorite, I'll just step back
I know,
here.
these are your favorite.
That's the Susan with the black eye, or Rudbeckia.
Susan with the black eye, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe
or
somebody.
just black-eyed Susan. You make it sound so violent.
Oh,
Like
sorry.
Susan with the black eye, like we should call someone.
Sorry.
Poor Susan.
But
yeah,
they
black-eyed
really,
Susan.
look at this, and when you plant them in a huge group like this, compared to our garden at home, it's more like smaller group. It's a different look you get. Planting in this, like, it's been months, this yellow one, the Rudbeckia here, and I just see, ding, lots of seed heads here. So that's also a great way you can propagate your perennials by, when they are all dry, then there's a bunch of new.
See Susan with the black eye.
See, almost, you have to collect them when it's not rain, of course, and all dry. But then there's a bunch of new seeds.
And the rain is coming. I don't know.
And
if
the
you
rain
can
is
hear.
coming.
But
But also here, beautiful, look at this geranium. This has really, and it covers the ground. It's called Roseanne.
Be still, be still.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's pretty.
And it's really pretty. Doesn't smell, but just the foliage is really nice. And then the further in, we have also almost like, we call it like an umbrella tree. It's really nice entrance to this area. A lot of people come just to sit and visit. We have cruise ships coming to Fredericia, so if you ever thinking about a trip, do come and visit Fredericia. It's really beautiful, but come in the summertime. But yeah, I think that's most of it.
I'm quite surprised at what is still, because we've shown this particular flower bed before.
And it
Look
was
at what all is
finished.
still- yeah, it was finished, and then you guys cut it back.
But it is really important. Oh, the flumus we forgot. It's not flowering anymore. Here you could also leave it. It's very sculptural. Oh, actually there's one here. Can you see it? I'll go on the other side here. If I can.
I'm
So
back in the rain.
here's the, so it gets like this.
Well, it was sculptural.
The pot. It was sculpted, now it's not. But you can leave them over winter if you have like, it's pretty with snow on top. We don't get a lot of snow. But then look in here. Bunch of seeds. And these need to germinate with changing temperatures. So these we have at home, and I'll sow them in a tray in the greenhouse in January. And then in March, April, when it has had on and off hot and cold weather, they will sprout, and they are really great ground cover. Look at that. You will have not one single weed under that.
No. And so it's also nice that you get to come here and garden in this way, with big blocks of color, blocks of plants, and then go home to our garden where we plant one of everything.
But the good thing about that, if
I didn't mean
need
it in
to-
a bad way.
But no, but then it also grows, and we can divide it, and then bring it for garden market days and stuff like that.
And honestly, if we had a space as large as this public park, we would have to garden in a different way, because our small space, we get that feeling of calm with our cottage garden style. But in this larger space, yeah, it's much easier.
Yeah. I do think we have to finish. I feel the rain is getting heavier.
Okay, let me just show my
Okay.
view one more One more time. Okay, so show one more time. There's my two favorite entrances. There's the moat. So there's actually a moat that runs all the way around the wall.
And great path, walking.
City.
Another reason why you should come and visit.
Yeah.
And notice the heads here that we cut twice a year. It's 3 k's long.
Yeah, so 3 kilometers of hedge.
Look how straight it is.
Around this park / cemetery. So we're just going to collect a few more seeds here.
I thought we were not collecting any more seeds.
You're not collecting anymore. You're cut off. I'm allowed. So yeah, we're just going to collect a few more seeds before the rain completely washes us out. So thanks so much for watching. For hopefully you enjoy what's growing here. Oh my goodness, it's raining. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. If you ever do come to Fredericia, please let us know. I'll show you our favorite spot, and I can tell you more and more and more about the history of Fredericia. So thanks for now.